Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews. Bored, just thought I'd jump on here and see what's going down and maybe paint a painting because I'm bored and maybe someone wants to watch me being bored. Drinking a quad right now from the Novo Brazil Brewing Company. Got some music going. Got the got some music going from the Werewolf Woman soundtrack. I was going to prep the canvas a little bit more before I actually started, but hey, I fucked up. So, I mean, that's not surprising with me. Fucking up is kind of what I do. So, there's a good chance that nobody gives a shit. And I'm fine with that. Because I'm bored, and if you're bored, might as well do this kind of stuff. Because, I mean, the internet's for bored people, right? Just doing my own thing, prepping the canvas, getting ready to. I have no idea what I'm going to do, so maybe if anybody likes this, maybe next time I get on, I'll make sure I have more of an idea of what the hell I'm trying to do before I do it. I doubt anybody's actually going to watch this crap, so. Kind of beat the hell out of the canvas first. What I do is a wet on wet painting style. So you kind of want to make sure that the canvas is as moist as possible. Then make sure that basically every piece of the canvas has a good amount of moisture on it with what you're using. I'm using a liquid white. It's not too much. I try to get rid of the excess and any kind of hairs that get on it. Sometimes you get hairs on this shit and it's just fucking annoying. I guess I shouldn't swear because I don't know who's watching. So, I'm new on this one. So I can't, I have my back to you, so if you type anything, I miss it, I apologize. Just beat the devil out of it. So there you go. Okay, we're going to get into this. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of go with it. I was just going to throw some glue on the canvas and kind of see what I come up with. X marks. X marks the spot. That's what you kind of have to do. You go around and hit some here, hit some there. The more you hit this stuff, because there's liquid white on it, the lighter and lighter it will get. Yeah, little dark spot. Roll it around. Don't stay in one spot. Kind of just move it around. Move it around. Do your own thing. Blend it. You can just go from here down wherever you want to. You can do kind of what you want with it. Kind of blend in some of the dark spots, white spots. Come over. Probably gonna put some stuff in here, some water. So you're just gonna go from the outside in. Blend it. Looks like should have put a little bit more liquid clear on it. From the way, or liquid white rather, from the way it looks. But that's not, I mean, you can look like that. It's not a big deal. Pull from the outside in. Clean up any spots that you missed. Kind of just go across. Clean everything up. Right now you're just really putting paint on the canvas. You kind of just getting past that point. That's all you're doing. It's pretty simple. Put paint on the canvas. get past that point, if you don't know what to do, screw it. Put paint on the canvas. Then you figure out what you're doing. Because I never know what I'm going to do when I start. Kind of just come up and do it kind of how you do it. If anybody watches this, I'm sorry already. Because this is going to be hard. Got a couple brushes going. So I don't have to clean up all the time. Gonna tap it in some white. Very simple painting, nothing too crazy. Find out where you want. And just roll in with the corner of the brush, roll in some white. Roll in some clouds. Roll them in. Don't stop. Just keep on going. Roll them in. And then just roll the base out. Blend them out, fluff them up, 2 hairs and some air, barely kept touching, and then just go across. Boom, cloud, simple, nice and easy. You just do it again, go right back into that white, find your next little cloud there, maybe this one goes downwards instead of upwards, roll it through, maybe we got a couple different clouds going on right there. No big deal. Tap it in. Roll it some more. There we go. Just keep going. I'm more into the right hand side. I am a right-hander, so I kind of prefer going from the right over. But you can kind of go which way you want with these clouds. No big deal. And again, we're going to just blend that out. Whip it around. Blend it. Roll it. Just keep going. Over, across. Same thing with this one. We're just going to blend it up. Fluff them. 2 hairs and some air. Cross. Cross. And then there. I mean, looks like a sky to me. I don't know about you. So, kind of like, that's pretty much it. You see any part you don't like? Fluff it. Go over. Boom, boom, boom. Again, it looks like I need to leave a little bit more of the liquid white on a certain spot because it looks like a little bit could use a little bit more. All you got to do with that, just kind of go over it again with your little white brush that you had, doing the white. Go over it, beat it, smack it. Your hand gets a little tired after a while, but other than that, you can kind of fix any kind of mistakes that you make. It's not really that big of a deal. Right here, I got some little coffee cup with a screen on it with some liquid, with some paint thinner. Just gonna go through there, clean your brush, beat the crap out of it, then you gotta go. Well, that looks like a sky to me. So right now, we're just gonna go through some real dark colors, blacks and browns. Nothing too crazy. With your knife, we'll go through, pull it, and cut a little bit off. And we're gonna figure out. Want some mountains in here, so we're going to smear some mountains on. We don't care what happens underneath the mountain right now. The only thing that we care about on the mountain is the point of the mountain. So you just really work your knife across. It's super easy, real fun to do. Figure out what kind of mountains you want. And then just scrape all the excess off. Scrapey, scrapey, scrapey. Very simple. Maybe it gets big here. Whoa, look at that. Maybe it has a real high peak right about there. Who knows? Who cares? Just scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. Work it, work it, work it. Oh, I wanted to make a mountain. Apparently I want to make a mountain range. So that's fine. Make a big old mountain range for the first live painting. all you're doing is working around, kind of coming up with go. These things get addictive, you kind of make too many of them, but that's fine. Then, clean off your knife. No big deal. Take a clean, dry brush. All you're going to do then is you're going to move it. You just pull the color that you have on the mountain and pull it wherever direction that you want the mountain to go to. If you want this peak going that way, pull it that way. If you want this one going this way, pull it that way. And just kind of form your mountain with your brush strokes. This is when you start thinking about how everything's going to work. And you can actually, if you look at it, you can actually see kind of the movements of what you're doing. You're moving mountains at this point in time. You didn't put the highlights on yet, that comes next. You're still working around and you're making your mountains. Blending it out, getting all that excess paint off. Alright. Right there. Take this, clean it off. No big deal. Beat the hell out of it. Just like that. Then we get our knife again. Go through a little bit of white. We're just going to put some snow on this. I'm not ready to say goodbye to winter, so we're going to put some snow on it. Here we go. Come up, find your peaks, and just move it. Simple. Barely touch, and just move down. Let the paint break. Let it work down the mountain. Simple as that. Right through, touch, pull up a little bit, let it break. Pull up, and let it break. A little red in that one. That's alright. And we're just going to work this cliff right down. Pull up, move down. You can go over the same thing a couple different times, but don't worry about it. And sometimes when you do the highlights like this, sometimes you'll see something like this. You know, this one just kind of works down the mountain. It kind of has a little path. And you start creating things. It's not a big deal. This one, this is a big fall. This is where all the skiers go. And you get to figure out which one goes in front of what. Maybe this one has a little bit of a jutty spot right there. Couldn't see it at first, but there it is. Now just a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, nothing too crazy. A little white and blue mixture. That's good enough for a shadow. Push up and down. That's it. Simple. Easy. Now you have to figure out where everything goes. That's the hard part. Hard part's not putting it on. Hard part's figuring out where everything goes. That's the hard part. So, just again, simple white and blue. You can even put some crimson in there. Kind of spice it up. I'll put some purple in it this time. Put some purple in there. So when it has a really deep one, there you go. Purple's in this one. So it's super deep. You kind of see where it gets really, really shadowy. That kind of thing. There you go. Work it around, work it around. And just play with colors, back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. Back with the white, kick it up, pull it right over. Same thing. Same concept. Blue, white, purple, mix it up. Sometimes you have to clean your palette off and start again because you just did so much of it. It happens. It happens. But it's just so simple. You just keep on doing it. Right there. Work it around. Now sometimes when you're doing this, make sure you get all your stuff around. Look at what it is, and you can actually push this up and move this one this way. So you move this mountain in front of this one. So it comes down and comes back up. And you need a distinct line there so you can see the ridge mountain. So you can actually see that this one is in front of that one. And after you do that, you just go back over it again with some white paint that we talked about. Redefine that mountain. And then, ooh, do that. There you go. Simple. Sometimes you blend them together. A little white paint. Blend your mountains together. These aren't probably the best mountains you've ever seen. They don't need to be. They don't need to be. As long as you're happy with them, that's all that matters. Every time you have a painting that you do, and you feel that you can do better, that's a good thing. Because you should always try to improve yourself. Because I basically hate almost every painting I ever do. Pretty much. Every painting I do, I don't like. That might sound pretty bad, but it's a fact. I pretty much hate every painting I do. So, there's always room to improve. Alright. Looks like a sky and a mountain to me. Take a clean, dry brush, and all you do is tap the base of these. And when you tap them, make sure you follow the angles of your mountain. Either up or down. And then just go up. Sweep up, follow the angles of your mountain. It'll diffuse your mountain. It'll help the idea that there's mist at the base of your mountain. Sometimes you can even take some white paint, tap it in there, and make just like another cloud at the bottom of your mountain. Take a little white paint, like this, and just tap it. Brush it up, smooth it out. Just like that. Just like that. Take a little right here. Work it around. Take it. No problem. Look it up. Just like you're making a cloud. Take it across. Blend it. Flip it. There you go. Same thing. Same idea. Nothing too crazy. I actually got 2 people watching this crap. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, pretty much we got clouds and a mountain. I guess what else now? Well, we're going to have to put some land in there. That's the fun part. Alright. Make some trees in the background. Take your fan brush. Basically using everything that comes in a standard kit from a Bob Ross set. I mean, just the standard paints, standard brushes. Nothing too crazy. Go through some dark paint. Browns and blacks. Maybe a little bit of a red, sap green. Load your brush up. Just find about here. You like this level right here, where this diffusion of the light goes. That's where you kind of want to play, because it gives you that feeling of distance. So you kind of just tap here and start softly tapping. And start tapping in some land mass right in the back. Sometimes you can even just let it diffuse on out like this, like that, and that gives you, the further away you go, the smaller it gets. And just keep on doing it. And then sometimes if you do that, the bigger, let it get bigger. And start tapping harder. Just tap down. Tap down with your brush. Alright? Don't care. And just fade on off. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do. If it gets a little messy, that's fine. If it gets a little bit too far apart, like fence post, just tap it a little closer together. And then sometimes you can find one of them and just press up on them and give it a little bit more indication of the tree. The closer you get, the more indications you'll get. So make sure, like that one there. press up. Oh, a little red came in that one too. Looks a little bit more like a tree, more so than all these heterogeneous lot of trees down here. But before we get too crazy with that and highlights, take a big 2-inch brush, find where your line is, where you want to be, and softly pull down. Pull down. Just find your line. Softly pull down. Alright, and then go across. It'll give you the illusion of water underneath those trees. Find yourself a little bit of a knife, go through a little hair of liquid white, and just slowly cut yourself in your own distinct water line. There. Now we have the trees, then we have water, and then the land. After that, shoot, you're ready to put some highlights on it. That's not a problem. I got so many knives and everything's all dirty. This is actually one of my new knives, that's why. Throw that in there. Take your little fan brush again. I have a couple different ones, so I don't have to keep on cleaning. Just go into a little bit of a green, maybe even to the slightest bit of a yellow, just for a little extra flavor. Come over here and start pressing upward. Softly just pressing up on the base of these. Just the base. Just making the indication of a little bit of grass, a little bit of bushes right at the base, and just let it fade out. Get more and more and more violent with it once you get closer and closer to you, the big trees. And again, you can't see too much of a indication of too many of these trees, but some of the bigger ones, you can press up a little bit, give the indication of little bushes, little firs that you can see in the distance. Don't be afraid to just load the brush up again and tap in some colors. Alright? Let's do that. It's all going to be background stuff anyway, so you don't have to be too particular with anything. There you go. Some background. Yeah, no big deal. Tap it, tap it. You always, if you want to do something specific, look for form and shape. And sometimes if you just want to make a nice little pine tree in the back, take your grain, and like I said, just follow that line and just go straight up and down on it. Now you got a bunch. Now you got a bunch of trees back there. Especially if you have a lot of dark colors, take a little white on your brush, flick it up, and it makes it look like little trunks. But what I like to do is take my knife and just scrape up. Scrape up. Just like that. Scrape right through the paint and expose little twigs, little trunks. That's our secret though. Makes people think you did that for an hour. Just scrape it up, build trees, build trunks. People think you did that for, they wouldn't even know how you did it. Especially if they don't see that you have a knife right there. Whoop. A trunk that laid over that way. Then sideways. Sidewards. There you go. Let's just build some trunks and trees back there. I'm sorry you can't see it very well, but I'll show you the picture after I'm done. You'll probably understand what I'm talking about when you see it a little closer. So okay, we got that going. Now all you have to do is basically, and I'm trying to do everything with a 1 or 2 inch brush and a fan brush, so it's pretty simple. Now you're just going to build it closer to you. I kind of like that back here. Maybe we can just start building the landmass that's in front of it and showcase that in the back. Simple, super simple. Now you're just going to tap your brush, give it some firm taps, not really give it too much of a grab, through some brown and some black. I kind of find, I'm not sure, I haven't talked to many people, but I kind of feel that the old Bob Ross paint is a little thicker, a little bit more firmer than the new paint. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I feel. Now you just want to take, you can either take it vertical or you can take it horizontal. Sometimes you can take it horizontal, build your landmass just like this, nice and simple, and then do it vertical, build a nice bush right there. Then you'll have to highlight that, put a trunk in it, and highlight it. Let's go all the way. Who cares? I don't care. Right there. And that's, oh boy. Oh shit. And that, oh God. See what, that's the beauty. You just, crap. It just keeps, oh shit. Look what I just did. I just ruined it. I got a tree that's going all the way out there. Who cares? You know? That's the nice thing about this. You're gonna just do what you want. And don't have a problem with showing these little white spots from the land or from the water that you made, because even that gives you that little area of separation between land and land and land and land, so everything just doesn't become one mass of color, one heterogeneous. Been watching a lot, listening to a lot of Lovecraft, so you learn words like heterogeneous and stuff. Little color differential. You're gonna have to diffuse. That's the thing. That's why we have this between this between that, and it gives you that little bit of distance in your painting. Okay, so there we go. We got a lot of land in the front. I don't see a problem with that. You just have to wash your little brush, which if I was probably not doing this, I probably wouldn't wash it right now. I'm just in the mood to wash a brush. Sometimes you just gotta get in the mood and you wash a brush. You beat the hell out of it, and then beat the devil out of it. There you go. Okay, so what we got now? We have some trees, obviously, a bush, and we can add whatever we want to it, which is cool. That's the nice thing. Probably add a tree right about there too. So let's get into what we need to do. We need to go and put a little bit of paint thinner just at the bristle of this brush, just to wet it down. I'm going to go through some black paint, just a little bit of that, a little bit of white paint on this side. Alright, that might be a little bit too thin, but we're going to give it a go. So we're just going to, there you go, there's that. Get some of that paint on it, get some of this paint on it, and we're going to do that. Maybe one right about there too. Yeah. And then just maybe something like that. No big deal. It's maybe not the easiest and best way to do a tree, but it works. Just put one black side of the white, or black side on one side, white side on one side, and just kind of pull it through. And then you can highlight it however you want later. It's not that big of a deal. Sometimes you run out of paint. I think I just ran out of some paint right there. So you just squeeze some more on. You're back in business. You're back in business. You can always add paint. So don't be afraid if you run out. Same thing with white. Get some more white. Whatever the hell that is. The only problem is if you don't have everything organized, it's finding the shit when you need it. That's my problem. Find the shit when you need it. Take a clean brush, go into white. Make sure you have a clean brush when you go into the white, because it's so easy to ruin, basically. Okay. Make a nice little, and don't overmix these colors. Just make a nice little streaky white and brown color. Go through it and just find where your white's showing, which I'm not left-handed, so this will be fun. And just kind of walk up your trunk, which I'm not left-handed, so this is a fantastic time for me. Load your brush up again with the lighter color, and then the smaller ones you can just tap, and then just go back from the other side. Make some nice bark, because you're going to start getting more of that black that's coming through now. Like that. Some you can, sometimes, depending on what tree you can do, you can just do all from one side. But when you're getting a little thicker like this one, it helps when you're trying to do both sides at the same time. There you go. There's some trees right there. Sometimes you can even take some sticks. Oh, there you go. Make a dead one right there. Dead one right there. No big deal. Maybe this one needs a little branch in it too. But you just get some more of that color. I'm just gonna touch it. That was a little. This one's a little thicker than I wanted, but that's fine. Touch off here. Touch here. Touch here. Always got little sticks and stuff walking around. People like to put a little fishing rod there by the lake. So there should be some sticks there. That's not a big deal. Alright. I think that's pretty good as far as trunks go. Now here comes the fun part. Okay, let's take, I kind of wanted to say I was going to do everything with the 1 and 2 inch brushes, so I'm going to keep on that train. Take a little bit of the liquid white on your brush. Run it through a little bit of yellow with a hint of green on it. You can even tap in some orange there just to give it an extra hue. What I'd like to do personally is I like to take one side of the brush through a little liquid white, tap it in. So I have green on one side and I have orange on the other side. Just a little thing, you double load the brush, makes it a little easier. And then you figure out, okay, what do I want to do? Well, maybe I'll have a green, maybe I'll have a nice green bush, right? Maybe I want a little bit more fall. So tapping down, no big deal. And you don't have to do all of these. Sometimes you're seeing the back of the leaf, sometimes you're seeing the front of the leaf. So don't feel like you have to do every leaf you see. Just work on form, work on shape. How does your tree look? What's in front of what? Some of this is way back there, so I'm not going to highlight any of it. You know? And if you start getting where your paint is mixing with the paint that's on the foreground, thin it down a little bit more and just touch over it. Nice and soft. See? Boom. Done. Now that bush is behind that tree, so I'm not going to highlight that. Alright? Now we're going to get back into the greens. The greens of summer. Now we're just going to start working around this bush. Then you can also take another brush, because I'm not going to do it with this one because there's color on each side already. So I'm going to go back into this color, tap tap, go back into this color. I think they're mixing right now. But you can just take this and tap sideways. Then you can start doing all these beautiful little bits of grass, little sideways motion. Fuck it, I'm just going to do that. Why not? Just go completely sideways through the two colors that you were just using. You can pick up a little bit of white. That's not a big deal. Pick up a little white and just make it almost like a little bit of a chisel edge with this white, with this big 2-inch brush. And then what you do, you just start tapping. Tap. Follow those little white lines that you made with that little bit of a color from when you did the water. There's that little separator, not celebrator. Just tap it in. And you can make it very distinct or you can make it very soft. Very easy. Then you just made all that, okay? Take that, we're just going to set this by the side for now. We might need it later, we don't know. Take a little script liner brush that comes in the, we'll just use this really nice new one, why not? Go in here, just walk around, go in a little bit of a brown with a little bit, well a lot of it depending on how you feel, of the paint thinner on it. All right, roll it around, get it to a sharp chiseled edge. Then you just come here and you just, then there you go. And you start doing all these little things, all these little sticks and twigs that kind of just live all next to this water. Little, just whoop. And if you got a shaky hand, hey, that's better than not, because you're ahead of the game right there. Because don't just try to make them straight. Wiggle them and jiggle them. Go every way. Don't just go straight. Every tree is not growing up to become a telephone pole. And if you think they're a little too dark, you can add a little bit of liquid white, or just go up any way you want to. You just go right here and go to this dark color and roll around in liquid white. Make a little bit of a grayer color. Then we can come up in here so then they can stand out a little bit more when we do that. Sometimes the lighter colors stand out a little bit better when you start putting a lot of color on the screen, on the canvas. Just put a little bit of liquid white, and then all of a sudden, shoot, they just stand right out. Just like that. I mean, it's not that hard. And the more you do it, as long as you're having fun with it, it doesn't matter what you really do. That's what I think, anyway. Sometimes you can have little branches kind of coming off. I mean, every little tree has branches, right? They kind of just wiggle and jiggle and go every little direction. They stand up farther than the leaves do sometimes. Look at that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that guy comes right out of the leaves and goes right down to that cloud. Boy, didn't expect that to happen. There you go. There you go. Yeah, just make little leaves, little things, little tree. Sometimes if you have enough paint there, it'll pick up the color that's already on the tree that you're doing. It'll just help pull it right through. It's just like that. Okay. Now here, maybe you want, shoot, I don't know. Maybe if you have enough little liquid white here and there, you can right in here, tap, 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 tap. Right into the yellow. All right, make a bush that lives right here. Kind of fill out that little void a little bit. And hell, that bush has a little friend, but he's a, yeah, why not? Why not? Go in there, get all that nice liquid white, tap into your reds, and he has a friend that's a sparkler that lives right next to him. Wow. So there you go. Push up, make a little dooders right here and there. Go through all this color. Just push up. You got little beautiful little flowers that kind of run that ridge right there. No big deal. Don't work it too much, especially if you're new, because I have the same problem. Is I work it too much and then it becomes mud. Then you're unhappy with the whole thing. You know, you don't want to be there. Sometimes you can even take it when you really start seeing things. Maybe you can come back here and just touch. Oh wow! Boy, that is beautiful. Just sparkle that up a little bit. There's no reason why they can't have a little sparkle on some of their stuff back there. You know, sparkle it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Same thing. You want to take your little knife, cut some stems. Every tree and every leaf needs a stem. Otherwise, it'll fall over and not be happy with you. You know, make sure you have some nice stems in there. Make sure they're not just the straight stems. Sometimes they go this way, that way. Sometimes I like to make nice trees like this one. There you go. There you go. Sometimes I like to make little trees like that one. Come in here a little bit now and again, if I can anyway. And just put little berries on the top of these trees. We'll just get up there and start eating them all while you're fishing. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's pretty much it. There you go. So let me bring you over here so you can see it. What we just got done doing. Done doing. I don't know if you can see that very well. Oh, let's back it up a little bit. There we go. Whoa. Holding the camera is a little funky. We just got done doing that. So, well, and anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And hopefully it was somewhat entertaining and somewhat informative. I've never done this before, but this is the first time for me, so there you go. I got one guy watching, or female, or someone watching, so thank you very much. I actually didn't get a chance to, I did the wall, by the way, if you were wondering, if you're not a regular viewer. And here it is. Maybe this will be the, okay, you can't really do the upload now. But there you go. We just did this, which I have no idea what to call this, but it's a mountain range and a lake and some shit. I guess I don't know. It's unfortunately I'm not so used to being family friendly when I do reviews and stuff like that. So I've said a few swear words. So I'm sorry. Maybe it's the 12% Nova quadruple from the Nova Brazil Brewing Company from Santa Vista or Clua Vista, California. That's making me a little extra jovial. But hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Learned something. Maybe you want to give it a go. Maybe if you think that maybe I should do this as a regular thing, paint along with me, that'd be fine. If you want this painting, let me know. We'll try to find a way to get it to you. Not going to sound like weirdo, but stuff isn't free, so if you want to buy it from me, that's even better. I guess, or whatever. Well, no big deal. Yeah, I'm just going to sit down now, and I'm curious to see who the viewer is that's watching me, so if you want to say hi, that's cool. But this has been Paul from PABrewNews with my first live painting thingy. So I know there was at least 1 or 2 people watching other than the person watching now. So hopefully they enjoyed it. Yeah. Less than an hour, you get a painting. It's fun. It's something that everybody should give a go because you get kind of messy and it's a good stress relief. Maybe you can let me know what I should have done more and what I should have done less. Because I've never really had a live audience when I do this kind of stuff, so it's hard for me to really assess what I'm supposed to be saying and what I'm not supposed to be saying. So anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. I guess I'll let you go now. We're pushing the 45-minute mark. This has been Painting with PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye.